Boom, hey internet. John Phenom, clothing brand mentor. At the time that I'm shooting this, I've just come back from the Philippines maybe 3 weeks ago, and I did a month over there looking for different production for some product development I want to do. So this video is going to outline the initial results of that trip and some of the items that I'm already trying to put into some sort of production. Watch to the end to see some of the samples. Alright, if you're new here, I've been in apparel development for over 23 years. 23 years in the game. Last 3 titles all having director on it. So creative director, and then brand director, where I ran a $4 million company. Also, if you're new here, Non-Beta is my clothing company, which I launched at the beginning of 2023. Really, I kind of started in 22, but officially I say 2023, right before it hit New Year's, around that Christmas time, I started grinding and putting it all together. So I looked for production in the Philippines, and typically all the big companies that I work for, all of our production, except for soft goods, all of our cut and sew production has been in China. Now, with the rise of Pakistan and India, also Vietnam as well, hearing a lot of good things about some of the factories in Thailand as well. The production game has changed, leveled off a little bit. Alibaba, which I talk about a lot, is showing from companies all around the world. And in almost any country, you could find some sort of niche, some sort of category where people can be successful. So leads us to one question, is why pick the Philippines? And the reason I did, or the first obvious reason I did, is because I am a proud Filipino, Filipino-American. My parents are both Bicolano, so they come from Camarines Sur in the Philippines. Also, if you don't know or don't remember, back during COVID, I hosted a Filipinos in Fashion panel with Undiscovered SF, where we brought designers, stylists, and Filipinos from all around the world together in one talk about where we're heading with fashion. Also, more recently in 22, big milestone for my career, I hosted New Energy with Mix Global, where we brought notable figures like Pretty Papes and Francis Kenneth, and we gave them a challenge of 30 minutes at a thrift store to see if they could transform the outfit. So selfishly, me going to the Philippines is also a dream of mine. It's a mission of me trying to have Filipinos involved with the process of making apparel. Also, another note is there's so many good fashion brands from Filipino descent. Here in the States, Illa Manila is doing some really good things from the Filipino-American perspective. And in the PI, I'm a big fan of Team Manila and Daily Grind, which has really been putting out some consistent streetwear. And for that new international flavor, really breaking down new barriers, don't blame the kids. I'm such a huge fan of that brand as well. In any case, I networked with a bunch of people, had a couple meetings. There's a lot of really good screen printing facilities out there, and a lot of companies that could do really big volume and match a lot of the vendors that we have here in the United States for soft goods, and doing t-shirts from cut and sew, from scratch. But any kind of application you can think of, from foil to high density, they're doing all of that in the Philippines. But it was a connection through my boy T-Ness from Connection Club that got me linked up with Angelo from Merch Bay. Now, Angelo and his family are originally from Chicago. Big shout out to Chi-Town. And he started and continues to do custom jerseys for a lot of athletic teams. And years ago, when he started the company for production, he would outfit entire leagues with their basketball uniforms. So since then, he's redoubled his efforts and spearheaded production in the Philippines and has expanded his capability. So now, using the base of sublimated garments, he's diversified his product offering. So back in Quezon City, I was really impressed with the small footprint and the amount of output that was going on in his factory. He houses about 10 employees, which ranges from graphic design to actual line sewing. The first thing I wanted to do was just see how vibrant I could get the colors and test out some different patterns, since I know that's going to be the key to me understanding what aesthetics works best with the fabrics he's working with. And here's the big shocker, y'all. He turned this around in, I would say, less than a day. Less than a day, he gave me a sample in my hand, which is unheard of. 23 years in apparel, I've never seen that happen. Cut and sewn and everything. So after that, I abandoned the idea of trying to get nitty-gritty with measurements to get the sample right, and I wanted to see a higher volume of just looks and patterns. So quickly I threw together a couple more patterns that I just wanted to see the print on for different parts of the shorts. And that second week, before I left on the plane to come back here to Los Angeles, he delivered me 4 different samples that gave me all the artwork that I had given him in the file. Here's a look at some of that work. Just wanted to show you guys some of the samples I'm excited about. So typically I wouldn't show you prototypes, but I was just impressed with the whole process, and I'm super excited about finding more vendors and having some production done in the Philippines. Questions for you and your brand, please drop it all down below. Like and sub the video. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.